Welcome to the world of elegance and enchantment. In this video, we'll take you on a mesmerizing journey through 99 stunning varieties of white gemstones. From the timeless beauty of diamonds to the mystical charm of moonstones, these radiant treasures hold secrets of magic, meaning, and brilliance that you won't want to miss. Sparkles. Whether you're a gem lover, a collector, or simply curious about the magic behind these natural wonders, you're in the right place. So, get ready to discover the dazzling world of white gemstones like never before.
Alright, let's dive in. Today, we're all about white gemstones.
Interior design,
Definitely. We've got this super in-depth article, and I'm telling you, white gemstones. Way more interesting than I thought.
Yeah, more than just your average diamonds and pearls, right?
Right, like did you know there's a gemstone nicknamed TV Rock because of how it transmits light?
What? No.
Tiger's eye.
And some white opals have these crazy patterns that look like ferns.
Warm orange red hue.
It's
Onyx,
I'm already
a
hooked. Where do we start?
cryptocrystalline type
Gotta
of
kick things off with
quartz
the
that is
classic
translucent
pearls. Makes them
and
so
milky white,
Pearls are
often
fascinating
black
because
or
they're
dark
the only
brown.
gemstone that's actually
Agate,
made by
a
living
microcrystalline
organism.
variety
Wait,
of
really?
quartz
Yep.
known
It's like
for
imagine a
its
little piece of sand
translucent,
annoying an oyster.
often
Oh, I
milky
see where this is
appearance.
going.
And that
Comes in
irritation, that's how a
spectrum
pearl
of
is born.
shades.
It's organic, not a
Chalcedony,
mineral like most
a fine
gemstones.
So it's like
grain
nature's
quartz
defense mechanism, but it
used in
creates something
jewelry
beautiful.
and carvings.
Now, I always
with
think
a
of pearls as
waxy
being white, but
luster.
the article mentioned other
Jasper
colors too,
and
right?
opaque,
Absolutely. You can find
microcrystalline
pearls
form
in
of
like
quartz
pinks,
with unique
peaches,
patterns.
even golds,
Moonstone,
and kind
a
of peacock
feldspar
hues.
mineral known for
rainbow.
its azurescent
Pretty much.
play
But no
of
matter the
light.
color, pearls are
Primarily
delicate. They need that
recognized
extra
for its
TLC
milky
because
or
they're softer than most
translucent
other
appearance
gemstones.
with a
Gotcha, so
bluish
no
or
checking those
silvery
pearls.
sheen
Nope, gotta be
found
gentle
in
with them.
white,
Okay, enough soft
iridescent
stuff. Let's talk
blue-green,
about quartz.
and
It
silver
comes in tons of
color.
colors too, doesn't
Thought
it?
to
Oh yeah,
have
quartz is like the
metaphysical
chameleon of the
properties
gem world.
with
You've
a
got
hardness
smoky
of
quartz,
6
rose
minus
quartz,
6.5.
amethyst.
Rainbow
I feel like I see those
moonstone,
everywhere.
Right,
a type
but
of
here's the thing.
orthoclase
No matter what
displaying
color
a
we're talking
pearl-like
about, all those quartz
azurescence
varieties,
with
super
iridescent
durable.
hues
Wait, so you're telling me
resembling a
even those
rainbow.
delicate-looking rose quartz
Brandedierite,
pieces
an
are actually
extremely
tough
rare
cookies?
mineral,
Pretty much.
famous
Quartz can
for
take a
its
beating.
blue-green
That's pretty impressive.
hues and
Yeah.
strong
Okay, now for something with a little
pleochroism.
more mystique.
Found in Madagascar, has
What's
a
the deal with this
hardness of 7.5.
It's
Scolasite,
enchanting,
a
totally. It has this
tectosilicate
almost
mineral,
dreamy play of
typically
light, you know?
colorless
It's called
or white,
azurescence.
has a
I've heard of
hardness
that.
of
Sounds
5
magical.
minus 5.
Totally. I mean, the ancient Romans were so
a
into
mineral
moonstone, they
valued
actually
for
thought it
its
was
play
formed
of
from
color
moonlight.
and range
Wow,
of colors,
that's a story I won't forget.
including
Right.
white
Makes you
with
wanna wear it under the full
iridescent
moon,
bits
huh?
of red,
Definitely.
blue,
But is it
green,
as durable
and
as,
purple,
say,
with a
quartz?
hardness of 5.5
Maybe not quite
minus
as tough.
6.5.
But that kind of
Dendritic
delicate
opal,
vibe is part
known
of
for
its
its
charm.
tree-like
Yeah, I
or
get
fern-like inclusions
Okay,
in black
ready for
or
a
brown
gemstone
within
showdown.
the milky white base.
This article talks
Okanite,
about agate,
a
which is
zeolite
apparently
mineral
everywhere, and then
typically found
grandidierite,
in
which is
white.
like finding a unicorn.
Cotton ball
Perfect
formation
comparison.
has a
Agate
hardness
is definitely
of
abundant. We find it in
4.5
volcanic
minus
rocks,
5.
metamorphic
Albite,
rocks,
a
all
feldspar
over the
mineral,
place, really.
So not
usually
exactly rare
white,
then.
Nope,
gray,
and it comes in so
or
many colors, it's
colorless,
crazy.
often with a
grandidierite,
vitreous to
totally
pearly
different.
luster,
Okay, tell me.
has a hardness
So
of
this gem is
6
so
minus
rare they only found it in
6.5.
Madagascar, and that's still the only
Anhydrite,
place you can
a
find it.
mineral
That's
composed
insane.
of
And get
calcium
this, it does this
sulfate,
thing called pleochroism,
usually
which means it
colorless
looks
or
different
white,
colors depending on what
used
angle.
in industrial applications,
Yep, now
has
that's
a
what it
hardness
looks
of
like.
3.5.
Okay, let's move on to
Ivory,
some texture
a
talk.
dense,
The
hard
article mentions
material
scolasite and
derived from
opal.
animal
What makes them stand out?
tusks.
Okay, scolasite is super
Historically
unique.
prized
It's
for
got
carving
this
and
fibrous
art,
structure.
has
You know what they
faced
often look
ethical
like.
issues
No
due
idea.
to
Cotton
poaching.
balls.
White,
Wait, a gemstone that looks like a
ivory,
fluffy
or
cotton ball?
I know,
yellowish,
right?
with a
Nature's so
hardness
weird.
of 2.7
It's awesome. So what about
minus
opal? That's one that looks like it has a whole
3.5.
rainbow inside,
Satin
right?
You got it.
star,
Opals
a
can have a white
fibrous
base,
variety
but
of
then
gypsum
flashes
with
of
a
all these
silky
colors,
luster,
reds,
known
blues,
for
greens.
chatoyancy.
It's like a
Generally
kaleidoscope.
white,
So cool. Are
has a
scolasite
hardness
and
of
opal
2.
delicate
Selenite,
like
a
pearls?
They are
crystalline form
somewhat
of
delicate,
gypsum,
yeah, but opal is a bit
transparent
tougher
to
than scolasite.
translucent
Good to
with
know.
glass
Okay, hit me with another gemstone trio.
All right,
White,
how about rainbow
with a hardness
moonstone,
of 2.
okanite, and dendritic opal?
Smithsonite, a
Those names
mineral
sound
with a
magical
range
already.
of
They are
colors
pretty amazing.
from
So
white
rainbow
to blue.
moonstone
Luster
is, well,
ranges
as the
from
name
vitreous
suggests,
to
super
curly,
vibrant and
with a
iridescent.
hardness
lots
of
of color
4
play, like
minus
opal.
Exactly.
4.5.
Then you've got
Magnesite,
okanite, which forms
a
these
mineral
delicate
that is
crystals that look
typically
like
white or
snowflakes.
Oh wow, really?
colorless.
Yeah,
Used
it's kind of
in
like
refractory
scolasite in terms of its
materials,
delicacy, but
has
with
a
this
hardness
totally
of
unique formation.
3.5
It's
minus
crazy how many different ways
4.5.
these crystals
Ulexite,
I know, right?
a
And then
borate
there's
mineral
dendritic
known
opal,
as
the one with those
rock for
fern-like
its
patterns.
optical
Yeah, it's like a tiny
properties.
forest
It
trapped
is
in it.
white or colorless
And
with
when
a
it comes to
hardness
hardness,
of
dendritic
2.5.
opal is somewhere between scolecite and rainbow moonstone.
Got it. Okay, keep them coming. What about albite and hydrate and onyx? I feel like I've heard of onyx, but the others are new to me.
Ooh, good ones. So albite is interesting because it has this pearly luster, but it's not just a pretty face. It's used in a bunch of industrial applications too.
Oh, so it's practical too.
Definitely. Then there's anhydrate, which you usually find in those big sedimentary deposits. And onyx, especially white onyx. It's been a favorite for sculptures and jewelry forever.
So a classic for a reason.
Totally. And onyx is really durable. Albite is kind of middle of the road, but anhydrate, super soft.
Okay, so handle that one with care.
Big time.
Speaking of care, next up is ivory, and I know it's a sensitive topic. The article mentions how beautiful it is and its history, but also the ethical concerns.
Yeah, it's definitely a complex one. Ivory has been prized for so long, used for carvings and all sorts of beautiful things. But the sad truth is that demand has really hurt elephant populations.
It's a good reminder that we have to be mindful about where these beautiful things come from.
Couldn't agree more. Admiring nature should always come with protecting it.
Okay, let's lighten things up a bit. How about satin spar and selenite? Those names sound so delicate and shimmery.
Oh, they definitely are. Satin spar actually gets its name from its sheen, which looks just like satin fabric.
Oh, I can see that.
And selenite. That comes from the Greek word for moon. It's got this glassy transparency, almost like moonlight.
I love that they're both named after such visual things. But are they actually as delicate as they sound?
To be honest, they are pretty soft. You wouldn't want to wear them every day, but that doesn't make them any less beautiful.
Totally agree. Okay, what's next on our gemstone list?
How about smithsonite, chalcedony, and magnesite?
Okay, tell me about them.
Well, smithsonite is kind of a surprise. Unlike some of the other white gemstones, it comes in a whole bunch of colors, not just white.
So it's a hidden rainbow.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that even in the world of white gemstones, there's tons of variety. Then there's chalcedony, which is often used in carvings. It's got this waxy luster, and some people believe it's got, like, metaphysical properties.
Really? Like what?
Some people say it promotes calmness and helps with communication, that sort of thing.
Interesting. What about magnesite?
Magnesite might not be as flashy as some of the other gems we've talked about, but it's super important. It's where we get magnesium from.
Oh, wow. So it's a workhorse behind the scenes.
Totally.
Okay, now for the gemstone I've been waiting for. Ulexite, also known as TV rock. Spill the tea.
Okay, so ulexite gets that nickname because of how it transmits light. It's seriously wild.
I know, it sounds unbelievable.
It's true. If you put ulexite over some text, the text looks like it's projected through the stone, like an optical illusion.
No way. How is that even possible?
It's all about its structure. It has these fibers that basically act like little pipelines for light, channeling it through the stone.
That's mind-blowing.
It's not the toughest gem, but with optical properties like that, who cares?
I'm adding fine TV rock to my bucket list.
Good luck with that.
Okay, 2 more gemstones, and these names sound so fancy. Aragonite and mother of pearl.
Oh, both of them are linked to the ocean, which is fitting because their names are so beautiful.
I love that. So what's their deal?
Well, aragonite is a mineral that's often found in, you guessed it, seashells. And mother of pearl, or nacre, is that iridescent stuff you see inside those shells.
Oh, I see. So they're both part of those gorgeous shimmery shells you find at the beach.
Exactly. But they are both pretty delicate, much like pearls.
Okay, noted. What about our last gemstone, kyanite? What makes this one special?
Kyanite is known for these cool bladed crystal formations, but the really unique thing about it, it has different levels of hardness depending on the direction.
Seriously?
Yeah. So, like, it can be harder in one direction than another.
That's wild.
Totally. It means that depending on how kyanite is cut, some parts might be more durable than others.
I'll have to look that up later. It's hard to picture. Okay, 2 more to round out our white gemstone deep dive. Marble and dolomite. I feel like I've heard of those before, but not as gemstones.
Yeah, they're both used for other things too. So marble obviously is a classic. It's used in sculptures, buildings, all sorts of things. And dolomite is actually really important in geology. It's part of how certain types of rocks are formed.
So one's for artists and the other's for the earth itself.
Pretty much. Marble is actually pretty soft, so not really for jewelry. Dolomite is a bit tougher, but still not as durable as some other gems.
Okay, I get it. Now, for our final 2. Jasper and grossular garnet. Tell me their stories.
All right, so jasper is a type of quartz, but it's opaque, and it's got this earthy look, often with super unique patterns. It's been used for jewelry and decoration for ages,
So I've been around the block a few times then.
for sure. And then there's grossular garnet, which is known for being super clear and sparkly. It's sometimes used in really fancy jewelry because it's so brilliant.
So earthy and artsy versus dazzling gem. Love it.
Right. And they're both pretty durable, although grossular garnet has the edge there.
Makes sense.
Oh.
All right, and finally, the gemstone that feels like it has a whole world of history behind it. Jade.
Ah, jade. It's not just one mineral, though. When we say jade, we're usually talking about either jadeite or nephrite. Both are super important in all sorts of cultures.
Yeah, I've always been drawn to jade. It just seems so meaningful.
I get it. It's been used for everything from sculptures to jewelry for centuries, and it's known for being super tough, too.
So beauty, durability, and meaning all in one.
Exactly. No wonder it's so popular.
Wow, we covered a lot of ground with white gemstones. Who knew there was so much variety, even within just one color?
Right. It's amazing how diverse they are, and we've only just scratched the surface. There's a whole world of gemstones out there just waiting to be discovered.
Well, I'm definitely ready to keep exploring. This deep dive has been incredible. I've learned so much, not just about the gems themselves, but about all the stories they hold.
Me too. It's fascinating to think about where these gems come from, how they're formed, and what they mean to different people.
It's a whole other level of appreciation for these little treasures from the earth.
Couldn't agree more. It's like holding a piece of history, art, and nature all at once.
And who knows what other secrets they might hold.
Exactly. There's always something new to learn in the world of gemstones. That's what makes it so captivating.
Well said. I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today. But before we wrap up, I have one more question for you, and it's a classic for our deep dives. If you could have any piece of jewelry made with any of the white gemstones we talked about, which one would you choose and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. There are so many incredible choices. But I had to pick just one. You know what? I think I'd go for a piece made with that grandidierite we talked about earlier.
Really? The one from Madagascar, right?
Yep, that's the one. For me, it's the perfect blend of rarity and beauty, plus that whole color shifting thing. Imagine a piece of jewelry that seems to change with every move you make. It'd be like wearing a piece of magic.
I love that. It's not just about the gemstone itself, but also the story it tells. It makes you think about all the incredible forces of nature that had to come together to create something so unique.
Exactly. It'd be a constant reminder of the power and beauty of the natural world.
Well, I can definitely see why that would be a special piece.
It'd be a conversation starter for sure.
Oh, absolutely. So for our listeners who are now feeling inspired and want to learn more about white gemstones, where should they go from here? What are your recommendations?
Honestly, the best way to appreciate gemstones is to see them with your own eyes. If you can, try to visit a museum or a gem show. There's nothing quite like experiencing that sparkle and play of light in person.
That's such a good point. Pictures are great, but there's just something magical about seeing those gems up close and personal.
I know, right? It's like a whole other level of appreciation.
Definitely. And for folks who want to dig even deeper, there are some amazing books and resources out there all about gemstones. You could spend a lifetime learning about them.
Totally. It's a fascinating subject. There's always something new to discover.
And the best part is, you don't have to be a gemologist to appreciate their beauty. Whether you're into the science, the history, or just the pure aesthetics, there's a white gemstone out there for everyone.
Couldn't agree more.
So, to everyone listening, get out there and start exploring. Keep that sense of wonder alive. Who knows what treasures you might find?
Happy gem hunting, everyone.
That's a wrap for our deep dive into the world of white gemstones. Until next time, keep sparkling. It really is amazing, all that variety. You know, we talked about gems that look like cotton balls, little forests, even one that acts like a TV. It's crazy what nature comes up with. What about you? What surprised you the most during this deep dive?
Honestly, I'm still kind of stuck on that ulexite, that TV rock thing, like a natural mineral that can transmit light that clearly. It's like almost hard to believe.
Right. Makes you wonder what else we haven't discovered about gemstones yet.
For sure.
So were there any other gems that really caught your eye?
Oh, definitely. The dendritic opal, for sure.
The one with the fern patterns.
Yeah, it's like those patterns are so intricate, so delicate. It's kind of like looking into a hidden world, you know? Makes you think about all the amazing things nature can create.
Totally. It's like a whole secret garden inside a gem. So, okay, let's get practical for a minute. Someone's listening to this and they're like, I need a white gemstone in my life.
Yeah.
what should they, consider before they go out and buy one?
Well, first things first, got to think about your lifestyle, right? Are you super active, always on the go, or do you mostly wear jewelry for special occasions?
Yeah, that makes sense. You wouldn't want a super fragile gem if you're, rock climbing or something.
Exactly. So durability is key. If you need something that can handle some bumps and scrapes, go for something like quartz or onyx.
Tough gems for tough people.
Ah.
Got it. Anything else to keep in mind?
Think about the setting, too, right? The metal you choose. You want something that complements the gemstone, shows it off, And of course, got to think about budget. Some white gemstones, especially those rare ones, can get pretty pricey.
True. Got to set those limits. Anything else listeners should know? We talked about ivory being, an ethical issue, but are there other things to watch out for when choosing a white gemstone?
I mean, it's always a good idea to do a little research. Ask jewelers about where their gems come from, how they source them, The more transparent they are, the better you feel about your purchase.
Right. It's about making informed choices.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, we talk about all the practical stuff, but I'm curious about the more symbolic side of white gemstones. I know some people believe they have energy and stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's a belief that goes way back. Lots of cultures throughout history have had these kinds of ideas about gemstones.
So what are some examples?
Well, moonstone is often associated with intuition and, feminine energy.
I can see that with its dreamy glow and all.
Yeah, right. And then you have clear quartz, which a lot of people use for meditation. They say it helps with focus and amplifies energy.
Interesting. So do you have to believe in that stuff to appreciate white gemstones?
Not at all. You can enjoy them for their beauty, their history, whatever speaks to you. It's all about personal connection.
I like that. It's about finding what resonates with you. This whole deep dive has really been eye-opening for me. I feel like I've learned so much, not just about the gems themselves, but about their stories, where they come from, It's like a whole new level of appreciation.
Totally. It's easy to just see a shiny stone, but once you learn about its history, its properties, it becomes something more, something special.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes white gemstones and gemstones in general so fascinating. They're little pieces of, Earth's history, and they each have their own unique story to tell.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It really is. It's like each gem is this little time capsule, But speaking of gems, I got to ask you the classic deep dive question.
Wow, I know this one.
If you could have a piece of jewelry made with any of these white gemstones, which one would you pick and why?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. So many amazing choices.
I know, right?
But, okay, if I had to choose just one, I think I'd go with granditerite.
Really? That's super rare one.
Yeah. I mean, it's so rare, first of all, but also that color shifting thing, that pleochroism, it's just incredible. Imagine a ring or a pendant that changes colors depending on, how the light hits it. It'd be like wearing a piece of, magic or something.
I totally get that. It's it's not just a gemstone, it's like a piece of, Earth's art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And knowing it comes from just one spot in the whole world, that's pretty cool, too.
Definitely. So for our listeners who are, totally inspired now and want to learn more about white gemstones, what should they do? Where should they go?
Well, honestly, the best way to appreciate gemstones is to see them in person. If you can, go to a museum or maybe a gem show if there's one near you. Pictures are great, but seeing them with your own eyes, seeing that sparkle and how the light plays off them, that's something else.
It's true. There's nothing quite like it. And for anyone who wants to, really dive deep, there are some awesome books out there all about gemstones.
Yeah, tons of resources. You can learn about the history of gemstones, the science behind how they're formed, all sorts of stuff.
It's a whole world to explore. And you don't have to be a scientist or a gemologist to appreciate them.
Nope, not at all.
Whether you love the science, the history, or just how beautiful they are, there's a white gemstone out there for everyone. So keep exploring, keep being curious, and most importantly, keep that sense of wonder alive.
Well said. The world of gemstones is vast and endlessly fascinating. There's always something new to discover, just waiting beneath the surface.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the captivating world of white gemstones. Until next time, happy gem hunting, everyone.